So I have a question for you guys regarding McDonald's Boo Buckets, specifically talking about the 2022 season when McDonald's finally reintroduced Boo Buckets to the world after years of hiatus, and then they also returned the following year in 2023 with 4 all-new designs, which were awesome. Well, my question for you in this video, and I'll try to keep it short and not ramble too much, is which year, let's call them the Resurgent years, shall we? 2022 onwards. Which year did you think had the best designs? 2022 brought the classic trio back to the forefront. The faces were pretty much identical to how they used to be, but they had 3 new facial expressions around the buckets, which were very cool and very fresh. Very cool, nostalgic, but also fresh at the same time. And then in 2023, we had 4 all-new designs. We had a mummy, a vampire, Frankenstein's monster, and a skull. Very, very cool stuff. But for you, which one did you like better? I think for a lot of old school Boo Buckets fans, such as myself, I would be inclined to say the 2022 season, because it brought the iconic faces back to life, so to speak. Obviously, the choice of pails is questionable at best, but the faces, bringing the classic faces back, was a very good idea to really, appeal to that nostalgic flair or that nostalgic need of 80s and 90s kids all around. I think it was a good choice to reintroduce Boo Buckets to the world, and obviously it was very, very, very successful. But with that said, the following year, in 2023, with the aforementioned 4 new designs, we had the skull, which was on orange, or the skeleton, excuse me. It says skeleton on the side, not skull. We had the skeleton, a very fresh new design. We've never seen a skeleton before. We had the vampire, which might be my favorite from 2023. I'm not really sure, but a very cool design nonetheless, the purple. We haven't really seen purple since the mid-90s witch, when the witch went purple. One of the coolest witch designs in Boo Buckets history, mind you. But the vampire is a very, very cool addition. I'm glad to see the return of the purple color. We also had in white, instead of the ghost, we had a mummy, which is very cool. Very, very cool. I think this was Isabella's favorite. It might actually be my favorite too. It's between the mummy and the vampire. But yeah, very, very cool. I also like how the bandages pretty much wrap around the whole thing. That's good. A good utilization of negative space. I like it. And then last but not least, we had the Frankenstein's monster, just simply called Monster. 3 different expressions for Frankenstein's monster. Again, this new era is a little bit too clip arty, too simple. Obviously, with the 2022 designs, they were based on the old school designs, so that's pass. That gives it a pass. But for these designs, they're a little bit too simple. Obviously, I understand why they did it, probably to save money and make it easier to do the transfers, ease of access, time management, all that stuff. But they're a little bit too simple. I want to see some more things happening. I think besides the mummy, which again was very detailed, the rest of them aren't very detailed, unfortunately. So I hope to see a change in that if they come back for 2024, or if they ever come back again. I hope they're a little bit more detailed. But with all that said, out of those 2 resurgent years, which buckets do you prefer? I'm going to go with, obviously I want to say the classic ones. The nostalgic kid in me wants to say the classic ones, but since we already had those back in the day, better versions of those, mind you, in bigger buckets with a little bit more detail, I'm going to go with the old school versions being far superior to the 2022 resurgent designs. Still cool, but they pale in comparison to their original counterparts. So with that said, I think the 2023 versions win by a long shot. You had the mummy, the monster, the skeleton, and the vampire. Very, very cool stuff. Very cool designs, and I'm glad to see them trying new stuff. Hopefully at one point in the future, they finally give us the Halloween black cat design that we never actually got. That would be very, very cool, or something along those lines. And with that said, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments which year of the Resurgent years you prefer. Do you think they're going to come back this year in 2024? And if so, what kind of designs do you want to see? what colors, and how many variants? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.